You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 3rd meeting of the LaPorte County Alcoholic Beverage Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Let the record reflect this is a meeting of the LaPorte County Alcoholic Beverage Board this third day of October 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. The members of this board number 2 are, I'm Lisa Daniel King,
Rodney McCormick,
Matt Sikorsky, LaPorte County.
And Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
Okay, are there any remonstrators here this morning? Okay. Will all persons here to seek a new permit, requesting a change of location or ownership, or seeking a new renewal after violation, please stand and raise your right hand.
And there are remonstrators here.
Oh,
so,
there are?
yes.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Well, I'm seeking a renewal, but I haven't had a violation.
That's okay. Yeah.
Remonstrators. Anybody opposed to anything on the agenda, you need to stand and be sworn in as well.
Okay. Sorry, I should have explained that better.
If you're going to speak to the board today, stand and raise your right hand.
That's the easiest way to say it. Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers that you gave on your application or any testimony that you give to any questions that are asked by this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
You can be seated.
Okay.
Now you need to go back to this because they need to just state the permit that you got a super old one. It's okay. They're on board 1.
Okay. All right. So for board number 2 this morning, I have a renewal for RR 4602103, doing business as Buffalo Wild Wings. And then I have a renewal for DL 4631. Oh, that's right, because that one is, yeah. Okay. Automatic renewal for doing business as Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'll make a motion to approve for 2 years.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries. Okay, the next one we have, it's for a request for continuance for November 7th for DL 4631773, doing business as Pine Lake Expo.
Yep, they, it being a convenience store, they have 25% sales of alcohol max that they can have, and their food sales to alcohol sales ratio was not correct, so they're contacting their accountant to get accurate numbers and are requesting a continuance till November 7th.
Move to continue.
I will second that.
And we have a motion to continue till November 7th. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, motion carries.
And I will make a motion to approve the September minutes for Board 2 as written.
Motion to accept minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any other business for board number 2? Seeing none, we're adjourned at 10:03.
Okay, we will have the meeting now for board number 1. Members of this board are myself, Matt Sikorsky.
Rodney McCormick, LaPorte County.
And Scott Melland of LaPorte County.
And Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
Okay, we have, for automatic renewals, we have Veterans of Foreign Wars, Texas Corral, Trail Creek Liquors, Chickpea Mediterranean Restaurant, Kingsford Discount Liquors, and Victory City Grill. Can I get a motion for the renewals on those?
We have no violations on none of those, correct?
Correct.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Those passed.
So if
Okay.
you were one of those locations, you are welcome to stay, but free to go.
Okay, good lunch.
Thank you.
Okay, we have, we need to vote, we have some items, renewals that are being continued due to more information needed on those. First one is DL 463-2624, Amico. And DL 463-2897, Fish Lake Market.
Same owner as the one continued from Board 2 for the same reason, food to alcohol sales.
Is it being continued to the same date?
Yes,
Yes.
November 7th.
Move to grant continuance until November 7th, 2024.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next we have RR 463-6227, Harrow Supermarket. A violation after renewal. Would you please come forward?
Oh, yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please state your name, please.
Juan Cintora?
And you are the owner?
Yes.
All right, so this was a violation. So they had a violation. Let me just lay out the timeline for the board. They had a violation in April of 23, but the ATC automatically renewed them in September of 23. They had not been to the board for that violation. It kind of just went through the system on the automatic renewal that year. So this violation is about 1.5 years old. However, they have not been to the local board for it. So, this was an alcohol compliance check and employees acting without permits. They paid a $1,500 fine. So you want to tell the board explain to the board your business operations in case they don't understand what your business model is. You're a grocery store, however,
It's like,
you have a restaurant inside where you sell alcoholic beverages.
Yes, and on the other hand, we do like wire transfers to
Okay,
Mexico and
we're worried about the alcohol sales.
huh?
We're worried about the alcohol sales right now.
Oh, okay.
So you operate a restaurant inside the grocery store.
Yeah, half and half.
Okay, no carry-out alcoholic beverages allowed because you do on-premise consumption,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, because they say I sell too much. I sold too much to go. Right?
They don't allow a restaurant. How do I explain it?
No to go.
Right, you can't have to go.
I mean, it's
You
a
can have
restaurant.
on-premise consumption or you can have to go. You can't have both.
Oh, okay. I mean, since it was like
So you
have
have,
restaurant, have grocery store.
right, but you have a restaurant permit.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever applied to sell to go?
Yes.
Okay, and did the state approve it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna look that up. Wow, you're explaining to the board what happened with the restaurant that the minor was allowed to purchase alcohol and why your servers don't have permits.
Yeah. So my mom was helping me,
Okay,
and she was. I mean, she's not trained, so she just tried to help, and that's what that happened.
why was she not trained?
Because she's not really like working. She's retired, but she's just trying to help me.
What's her role there at the restaurant or the store?
At this moment, no one,
At this moment, what?
none. She's not an employee.
She's not an employee at all. Okay. So, okay, I do see that you have a carryout, so I'm guessing that was approved prior to. So you can sell carryout in the restaurant, but it has to come from the restaurant. You can't have a grocery store display of carryout. Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, comes from the back. When somebody wants to carry out.
Oh, so it's, okay. So it has to be only in the restaurant. That's what you're saying. Okay.
And behind the counter,
And behind the counter.
not in the cooler.
Do they have some in the
I
cooler?
happened to eat there a couple weeks ago, and there's a beverage cooler in the dining room, and that's where I saw beer.
Accessible to patrons?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's there in the
It's like a
fridge.
Pepsi cooler with, it's like a Pepsi cooler. It's a reach in.
Okay, so I gotta put it in the back.
Yeah.
Behind the counter, not accessible to patrons. They have to ask you for the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't have a cooler with beer out in the seating area or in the grocery store area.
Okay.
How long have you owned this store? Restaurant?
About 7 years.
And how long have you had an alcohol permit?
One, well, 2.
How about 4? 4 years?
That much?
Yep, that much. Okay, so your mom's no longer employed there. How many employees do you have that serve alcoholic beverages?
Maybe 3.
3. Have they all taken the training?
Yes.
Have they all had employee permits?
Yes.
Okay. You have records? This is your record. What about everybody else's? Did you bring it or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I can send it to you.
Okay. Okay, and so your mom was just trying to help out, so she didn't card. What is your policy at the restaurant for carding, checking IDs?
That's everybody.
Okay, ask everybody. Okay. So, another reason why I think the fine was so much at your location is because you had one of the employees that had watched the youth go outside, and she was at the store window trying to take photos of our undercover youth that had just tried to make a buy. So that was in the case report. I know that the employee said that that is not what she was doing, but I believe it to be true that that's what she was doing. And you have to understand that that can really jeopardize the safety of that youth. And those kids are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. And it can jeopardize our safety as well. So, there was no
Yeah,
photo.
she was 22, but she didn't take any. I checked her phone and she didn't take.
Right. So the girl taking the photos, or that was trying to take a photo, was
I can't remember
22?
what it was, but she
Okay.
said something else.
Okay.
Michelle, I have a question. Have you seen a floor plan to this building?
Yeah, I've been in it.
Did you notice the coolers as well?
No, but it's been a while. Well, I was there in April.
No, I just so I just.
That's a new thing?
We just add the ice cream bar in the front, and so we moved the fridge out there because there was no space. So that's what
I would definitely recommend that the state police go down and check the floor plan, see what's going on in there, because this is very concerning. These are serious allegations, and your explanations are not acceptable to me. I don't know. Can you tell me the age of the workers that you have working there for you?
the age. She's 27,
That's the only one?
43, and me.
You said you had 3 workers. Do you have?
For
For
the
alcohol sales.
Yes. Has any of them done any kind of training? Have you mandated any training for them?
Yeah, I mean, the street, yes.
And you said they have a permit to serve,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have it here with you?
No.
And you do keep records of their employee permits at the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If there's gonna be any other questions, I move that we just table this matter to next meeting. And he needs to bring documentation that, these servers have all their credentials and
Okay.
And immediately remove the alcohol from the floor.
that would be our recommendation. I will agree.
I would also like to add for the record that I ate there as a customer before I was even nominated for the sport, so I wasn't investigating. I just happened to be a patron.
So my concern of requiring him to bring documentations of employees without permits after an alcohol compliance check violation, we have never required that from anybody. And I don't think that we can, I don't think we want to open that can
Okay.
where we get to the point where we're saying, we're not going to renew you because you had a violation unless you bring us all your employee permits. We just, you know, I do agree that somebody needs to go there and do a further investigation on the location of the alcohol, because you clearly don't know everything you can and cannot do. Like, you have to get aware of all the alcoholic beverage laws and understand what you can and cannot do. Because you have a unique situation where you have a grocery store and a restaurant all combined, it's kind of like the Cracker Barrel
Yes.
like restaurant, basically. You can't sell alcohol in the Cracker Barrel store area. You're not allowed to do that. It's only can come from the restaurant. So you do have carry out, but that's why it's got to come from the restaurant.
Okay.
And it's got to, the customer has to say, can I get a 6-pack of Miller Lite beer to go? And then you have to go to the storeroom to get it, and they have to take it from there and leave with it. They can't drink it there. They can only drink what if they're buying it to go, they gotta take it to go.
Yeah.
But you have to keep it completely separate from the store.
Okay.
You've got a really kind of unique business, and you need to be
Actually, I was
aware.
thinking that we get the to-go team because of the grocery store.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Okay.
You've got to be really aware of what you've got going, because you've got two completely kind of separate businesses going in the same building. So the to-go has nothing to do with the grocery store, because if you tried to apply for a grocery store and a restaurant, they wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah, this mere back and forth is just troubling to me. I mean, I'm fairly new to the board, but I've never heard Michelle try to explain your duties and what you need to do. So it's obvious you're either not taking this serious or you don't have the training. And I don't know what we can do here, but my recommendation would be put them on the PACE program. There's something that needs to happen here to make sure that they comply.
I'm gonna make a motion to reject his renewal approval.
Based on what is your 6th reason?
Based on the fact that, based on the violation and it has been witnessed by a member of the board, of what's continuing to go on, and the lack of concrete changes being made since the violation.
If I may ask one question of them before we do this.
Sure.
Can you, what training, what corrective actions have you taken
From
since the violation?
installation, I just didn't allow them to. We let everybody know that whoever is not allowed to give any serve alcohol, they don't. No one gonna touch it.
Only your 3 servers that have the employee permits.
Mm-hmm.
So you went through training with all the employees and told them that, or how did you handle it?
Yeah. We got everybody together
How long has the employee that's 27 years old been working for you?
I know about 4 years. Yes.
How about the one that's 43?
The same.
I second the motion of Barry. I second the motion.
Matt?
Matt, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just got,
I know he's in Barry's seat.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
2-2.
2-2. So 2 of us have voted to approve your permit and 2 of us have voted to deny your permit. So your permit expired. Are you on a letter of extension right now?
May I interject anything?
Yeah, sure.
What percentage of your sales is alcohol in the restaurant? How much carry-outs business do you do?
Right at this moment, we're not doing anyone. But when I did, it was 60% out and only 40% inside.
How quickly do you think you could meet compliance? Ensure that all 3 of your people, including you, are current with the training and have the alcohol behind the counter as it should be?
Today.
So what will
Move the alcohol in the bag.
Yeah, they have to. You need it on the menu that you offer this, and they have to ask you for it, just like a burrito.
Yeah. Okay.
It has to come from behind the counter.
So what will happen is I will schedule it for the commission hearing and they'll take it under advisement and then they will let you know if they vote to deny it or vote to approve it. They're gonna be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So.
And I just want to say for the record, my vote was definitely because public safety issues. Minors receiving alcohol. If one minor finds out that they can get alcohol from this place, I'm sure others can. Earlier this year, we had a patron that was overserved and some people died. I'm not comfortable with it. I think our priority should be what it is, and public safety should be the number one issue for us, making sure that this don't happen again. And I just don't think he understands it, and that's just.
I don't even drink. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything like that. And I commit most of the people. Actually, my place in my car says, keeps out of drugs.
And for the record, I never accused you of any substance abuse. I accuse you of neglect of knowing how to run your business and making the public safe by by owning your business. You have a great responsibility.
Yeah.
And I believe that I don't want to see a death come about or somebody get seriously hurt before you realize, like, oh wow, I should have did this or did that. That's my recommendation, and I just want to add that to the record. And thank you for coming.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No. So you say it's gonna go to some other place.
Today's, all the votes today on the agenda are only recommendation to the ATC, and then the ATC will vote on it, so. And they'll notify you by mail,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, continuing on. We have DL 4633810, Love's Travel Stops. This is a new permit. Please come forward.
We got them here.
Back again.
Hi again. Third time's a charm.
Yes.
What is your name, please?
Joseph Kozak,
And what is your title?
General Manager.
Okay. All right. Posted your orange sign
Yes.
and brought the affidavit?
I got this. Yeah, that's what they sent me.
Affidavit that, wait, let me make sure I don't have it.
I don't think they sent me an affidavit.
Okay. If you have to call the store or whatever, that's fine to complete that. Just make sure I get it before you leave today. it's just saying, I swear I posted the sign, and this was the date I posted it, so.
Oh, yeah, I had to send this to corporate, but yeah, I can do that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this is a new permit for a beer, wine grocery store for the Love's Travel Stop on the south side of Michigan City. So why don't you tell the board, I guess, what your experience is since you're general manager, and then also like how many Love stores has alcohol, and if they have violations that you know of or anything.
We'll go to the violations first. None that I know of so far. It's kept obviously warm. It's kept in basically the aisle on the other side of the food, not in the cooler. It's all packaged alcohol. It's basically carry and go. All employees are trained through computer-based training, regardless if we have alcohol or not, in case they get transferred to a store that does have alcohol. So they go through a program of alcohol compliance through our computer-based training. Other than that, it's usually just one shelving section in the store. As far as how many have them, I know if Michigan City's approved, they would have it. Gary has it. I'm not sure if South Holland does. There's maybe like 2 or 3 stores in the district. Not everyone has it. It all depends on local ordinances and where the stores are located, if they approve or different approve. Like, for example, our Vermont location, it's a dry county, so they do not have it. But that's a bit, as far as sales-wise, not a huge amount of sales goes through. Maybe looking at maybe 10%. If even that, because it's all basically carry. A lot of times people come in and they'll be like, "You have alcohol?" Yes, we do. And then when they find out it's warm, they're like, "Forget it. We'll go somewhere where it's cold." So that's kind of how that's kind of how we sell it and how things go. But if there is somebody underage, they're instructed. They have to call a manager right away to have them come up and ring it up for them or whatever they need to do. They're not allowed to complete the sale.
What's the carding policy?
21 for alcohol. Yeah.
State law says you have to card everyone that appears under the age of 40.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Yeah. Actually, for us, it's 30. We do 30.
State law says 40, so up that to 40.
Right.
No, oh yeah, I know, but no.
Well, actually,
The law says
the policy in the store is we ask everybody. We don't.
Okay.
Because again, if you have somebody that is over 21 or whatever, a lot of times they'll just be, oh, they looked old enough, and you can't tell. So they're asked to card everybody.
Okay.
So even with cigarettes, we do the same thing. We card for everybody because it literally locks on the register when you ring it up, and it says that you must scan ID. And then in order for them to move forward, they have to scan the ID and move forward with that.
Okay. So if the clerk can't scan the ID, that's when they call the manager.
Correct.
And then the manager will decide, yes, move forward with the sale or no.
Correct. Then we would look at the ID at that point and see if we're continuing with the sale or not continuing with the sale.
Okay, so the clerk can't override the system automatically and say, yeah, they look old enough.
Right, because the register literally locks up in the sale. It would be the same if they were over in their cash drops and it required a cash drop right away. It literally locks the register so they can't continue with ringing anybody up or processing any more transactions.
Okay.
What happens if somebody that's my age doesn't have their ID and tries to buy alcohol?
I'm refusing your sale, sir.
I haven't been 21 in a long time.
I had a woman that was 85 years old, and I asked her for her ID. I says, it's our policy, we have to change, because we have a camera system that takes pictures of you if you do a void, if you do a register drop, if you do lottery or whatever, and also if you sell anything like cigarettes or alcohol like that or anything like that. So again, she's arguing with me saying that she's 85 years old and she'll buy liquor if she wants to. And I said, well, that's all good and fine. I said, but this camera's taking a picture of me and I'm required to take your ID and scan it. So either we can take the ID and scan it, or you can go across the street with the other guy that's buying warm beer. So it is what it is. But most people that come through, they understand that because they've been at Love's.
Yeah.
So when I think the company made it like mandatory for every single person and started the register locking thing maybe like 2 years ago. Now, that was a rough time because people are like, well, I can go down south and they just give me whatever I want. And I was all fine and good, but here in Indiana, this is what we set up, and they're going to set up across the country this way. And then eventually, people just are like, yeah, I know, I got to get my ID out and scan it and get it. So.
Okay. I think we eventually got there to the questions I was asking.
Oh, cool.
Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Hi,
So I need to drop this off to you, or can I send it, or
to me, today.
today? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just have to get them.
I'd like to ask, now that we've approved the other question,
Yeah.
when you scan those IDs, is there, what's happening with that data? Is there like a photo? Is it a barcode?
No, it's just the barcode. It's just scan the back of the barcode, and all it's doing is just verifying the information on it. Because people can counterfeit IDs, but a lot of times they can't counterfeit the barcode on the back.
So does Love's archive this data, or it's just
It's just for the sale. It doesn't go into a data bank or anything like that. It just goes away. And that's a great question because a lot of people have asked that. They're like, oh, you're tracking me? And like, no. Like, if we want to track you, we'll ask you for a rewards card and we'll track you that way. But we don't track you through. It's true. It's true.
I'm sure I want my 10 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't do that. The data doesn't go in any kind of database. It's just for verification, and then it just lets you move forward. Because a lot of people will not. They'll just look and they'll be like, okay, that's you, I see you, but they won't look at the birth data anyway. And so just to avoid any unpleasantness or anything like that, we make sure that they scan the IDs so that they can move forward with the sale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool, I'll get this back to you.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck out there.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, next we have RR 4641539, Lickety Splits for new approval.
Good morning. Please state your names, please.
Madison Dirtle, owner of Lickety Splits.
Daniel Tim, attorney.
And we do have remonstrators here today. Question, do you want to hear what the remonstrators have to say first, and then you can address their concerns? Or do you want to go first, then the remonstrators go, and then you can do rebuttal?
However, either way works. I don't know what you guys typically do, so we'll do it that way.
Okay, let's hear. Remonstrators, you want to come on up? If you want, you can have a seat there in the end. All right, you have been sworn in. Can you state your name, please?
Regina Smith, the owner of the Ville Bar and Grill.
Okay, and you are opposed to the permit, so anything you're gonna talk reference to today comes to the board. You don't address the client, and then same with you guys, address us. Okay, so,
My major concern on them receiving a license to open is who is going to be running their establishment. The establishment that is currently there, JD's, you guys have taken and pulled their permit, or it's on suspension. I'm not quite sure the legality of it. I have been told, however, that the same people will be running and assisting in the running of Lickety Splits. What are we going to do? Have the same stuff go on again and just a different name? Or is this going to be watched better and made sure that the over-serving and the so-called underage being there and this and that is part of their fun, and they feel they're not entitled to have to, go by the rules? I have no problems with there being a new bar there. I think it would be great. I think that what JD's has done with the environment that they have there, that they have the huge outside area for the summertime for bags and all kinds of things. They have pool tournaments, they have dart tournaments. It's a great facility that they have done. But I don't want to see the same people when they're running it, because you're going to be right back to the same thing that you have. And that's all that we're hearing, is that they're all going to be back in there just being able to do whatever they want to do. That's why they've gotten somebody else to take the license. And that's my concern. I'm already in a lawsuit from the people that were running that with my bar, even though the person, Nelson, was never in my bar, but I had to be in there. And that's cost me a lot of money, because my insurances went up over it. So I feel that if they're gonna bring in the same people, I don't wanna see them be there. I really don't.
Anything else?
I don't think
Not
so.
yet. So, just so you know, I have the exact same concerns, because we've been hearing the same thing, and it hasn't come from you, so.
No, thank you, because the whole town thinks that my son and I are the ones that got them shut down in the first place, and I believe, Michelle, you can attest to that's not the case. I don't have time to sit there and watch what they're doing, I could care less, but anyhow.
Okay. All right, Madison.
Absolutely. I welcome those concerns, obviously. I know that the bar has a history, especially with the location, previous owner. However, I do fully intend on making it very well known that it is completely under new ownership. I do not have any employees right now, so I'm not quite sure who's running around saying that. It's truly just me and my husband at this point. Obviously, I'm not going to welcome problems in. There's no reason to do so. We will eventually hire if we are granted our permit, and if there is anybody with violations, then obviously we will address that accordingly. But as of right now, I fully intend on managing.
Okay. Have you requested the case reports like you and I had discussed?
No, I have
Okay.
not.
I just wondered. Because I'm kind of trying to look that up right now, but I don't know that I can do it real fast and talk at the same time.
So
if I may ask a question, are you looking it up?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, we can let them we can just start over, let Madison give the board her spiel, what her business model is going to be, what your experience is, all that good stuff like we would know, and then we can ask questions if she doesn't cover something, and what your training's going to be, policies, things like that.
absolutely. Okay. So obviously, new bar, new ownership. This is a new adventure for me. I have done food service for multiple years in different sorts of variations. As far as the bar, I fully intend on running as a bar restaurant, so food, alcohol. I know that before John had a gambling permit, I have no intentions of doing that right now, so we'll knock that problem off right off the bat. I do not intend on seeking a tobacco permit either, so I don't want that issue as well. Trying to kind of downsize, but also still be able to make a profit. As far as other revenue sources, we will still be doing like dart tournaments and bag tournaments. They will be controlled and they will be ran appropriately, but those draw quite a bit of a crowd. And Westville, it's the biggest space in Westville to play darts and enjoy each other's company.
What is your hours and your menu and your carding policy going to be?
Hours will be 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. at the latest. If we are not busy after midnight or 1 o'clock, we will close early. I don't want to be the late night bar. I don't think anything good happens after 2 a.m., so trying to avoid that. Last call will be at 1 a.m. As far as carding policy, everybody will be carded. I've also looked into getting a ID scanner.
Okay. What about your menu?
Menu, I actually have a copy of it. It's not pretty yet, but you get the gist of it. So we need full menu, appetizers, pizza, sandwiches, burgers, minimal desserts, just cookies and funnel cake fries, anything else that kind of pops up seasonally.
So the kitchen equipment, remind me what happened with the kitchen equipment. The owner, all that has been removed and you had to get new?
No, all of the kitchen equipment was bought new by the previous owner, and then in order to reimburse his lease, I believe it was forfeited to the landlord, so everything is there. And it is just incorporated in the lease.
Okay. Law states you have to have hot soup, hot sandwiches, coffee, pop, and milk. So even if you don't have soup on the menu, just make sure you have like a Lipton cup of soup or ramen noodles or something on hand that you can make soup.
Chili counts as soup, doesn't it?
Chili counts as soup.
That sounds perfect.
For just joining the board, you know a lot of rules. You really did your homework. That's impressive.
Rodney, anything that medicine didn't?
What affiliations do you have with the old owners of the bar?
I don't have any affiliations. As far as I know, he lives in Florida now.
If I may, sir, I've provided to the board a copy of the agreement where she purchased just a few of the items that he left, and then a copy of the new operating agreement showing that she's purchased what she purchased from him. He's completely out of the picture. Lickety Splits is wholly owned by her.
Then my next question is, any of the old workers that, I'm assuming this bar has some violations. Is any of your old workers, are you employing, are you gonna hire any of them?
As of right
Or are you
now,
your own people in?
As of right now, I have no employees. If we are approved today, I fully intend on starting the hiring process, letting the community know that we are looking to hire. I anticipate there are going to be people that look for jobs, obviously, that have had experience at JD's or some other bar in Westville. But as far as I am concerned, I will be doing extensive background checks and trying to figure all of that out. And if they have a violation, I am not likely to put them behind a bar. If you want to come clean or work in the kitchen and you're not accessing alcohol, I don't see an issue, but I'm also not going to welcome problems.
So you do know your servers have to have a permit?
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
You're aware of that, and you're gonna make sure they do all the training?
Absolutely.
Is the floor plan gonna change any?
No, the floor plan is staying the same.
I have no other questions.
As far as employee permits and management go, I told you there was a few managers from the previous that were basically the cause of the problems. I think a lot of, they just didn't take it seriously at all. They had no skin in the game, you know. It wasn't their business, you know. It was more important probably for them to be popular, you know, than to be responsible. So what I would say about that is just make sure that when you hire whoever it is, whether it's managers or servers or whoever, that you ask for their employee permits prior to hiring them.
Absolutely.
And don't let them, well, I've applied for it, just haven't gotten it back yet, or anything, because
that's messy.
Some of them, it's messy, and some of them may never get it back. You know, it may be one of those where they told you, here's my receipt, and
absolutely. No, I fully intend on requiring all documentation to be present, completing background checks if necessary, and then extensive employee training, and everybody will start out on a probationary period. There will be a zero tolerance policy.
Okay. And so the board is aware too, I've done a little research. The landlord is not the previous owner. The previous owner does not own the property at all. So the new lease agreement is between Ms. Jerdal and the property owner, which is not that former owner.
Okay. What are your plans for security, knowing the reputation that bar previous owners have left with that? What are you thinking going forward?
I want to have somebody at the door at all times to immediately deter anything. We will be checking IDs at the door, and obviously, I guess the best way to say it is it's going to be a zero tolerance policy for customers as well. Is we're not going to welcome any issues. If you are trying to get in and you don't have an ID, I'm sorry, but you're not welcome in this establishment. That puts the bar at risk, that puts me at risk. It's not worth it.
I have a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever applied for a liquor license before?
No,
yourself?
I have
not. What is the concept of the place?
the concept.
Yeah, like, is it gonna be a biker bar? Is it gonna be a
Not
country inn?
necessarily.
What's the vibe? What vibe are you going for?
Honestly, it's kind of like a collective vibe. I want to make it welcome for everybody. Obviously it's a big bar, I want bikers to be able to enjoy it. I want people who are coming in to play darts to enjoy it. I want the Westville staples, the old-timers that are always in the bar just socializing. I want them to enjoy it. I want it to be a place of community for everybody to enjoy.
How long has it been shut down now, Michelle?
Oh boy, you would ask me that, huh?
I mean, a month, 6 months, a
Has it
year?
really been shut down, or were they just, that they could run as a
Food
place?
service.
A place.
No alcohol.
Their alcohol permit was denied and revoked back in May. So they have had no alcohol sales since May.
5 months.
Now, they did have a couple of events there. I know they had something in July, I think, where they were serving food, like bag tournament or something maybe. I'm not sure, where they were serving food and such, but no.
So Madison, how long have you been running the establishment?
I have not completely taken over it yet. The
So-
landlord agreed to let those events be hosted because they were already scheduled.
So who's been running the place the last 5 months since the
It's
last liquor
closed.
license?
It's closed.
So it has been closed?
Yeah.
So it gives it a break from the past and the new, it seems to me.
It does, it does. I would hope that the break would be long enough, but I have a feeling it's not. Like, you're gonna open up and rumor around Westville is gonna be like, woo, let's open back up and we got all the same people and let's go. So you are gonna have a huge task at the beginning.
Yes.
To establish this is new place, this is new owners, this is new employees, this is new.
Absolutely.
And honestly, it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not. I welcome the challenge, but I know it's not going to be a walk in the park.
I had a place, and I am not exaggerating, I'm thinking of it in St. Joe County, 14 years. Changed owners about 5 times, and finally we said, I am not approving anything there, because I don't care how many owners come in, nobody's going to change it. It's not changing 14 years later.
Absolutely.
So, hopefully you can. Not saying you can't, but that's what I think about that one place. I'm like, hey, is the location. It turned out to be location, clearly, because it didn't work, so.
If you're,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rodney.
I have a question. Can you give me your name again?
Regina Smith.
Regina, please, or Miss Smith. When we asked, was it closed, I seen shaking your head, no.
Yes, it has not been closed. They are still running their dart tournaments and everything out of there. All of that is still going on. However, they're not supposed to be serving alcohol. I've heard rumors. I don't attest to rumors for that, okay? But I do know that they are still there, and they have been running dart tournaments and stuff out there because I'm part of their competition, I know. And they've done this, but any further than that, I don't know, but I can say they have not actually shut the doors completely.
Okay.
They are not open as much as they used to be. I know, like Wednesday nights they do darts, Tuesday nights they do darts. Every other Saturday or Sunday they do a huge dart tournament. Like she said, darts in Westville is a big thing. We have 2 different companies now that are competing against each other. It's called Stars and the one out of Michigan for these. And Stars has pretty much been able to come in and take things over. And now everybody's starting to get on board with them. So I do know until this season ended, and they just had their meeting last Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but last Wednesday at West Point for their end of the season. They've already announced that signups will be next week at JD's.
I just want to say to you, towards the end of your comment in the beginning, you said that you kind of didn't care. That's not true, and I want to say thank you for caring and bringing your concerns to the board and to the public, because it's being recorded as well. This helps make things better throughout the whole community when we have people that make reports, but I don't go off assumptions.
And that's why I'm here. I'm not here to do a hearsay, this, say, or anything, and I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm here to make sure that we don't have these problems continue to happen. We had it when they were located down next to my bar. The same things doubled in problems once they moved to the new place up there. So it's just been an ongoing situation because it's been the owner of the license and the person that he's put in charge of that license that, like you have said, just does not care. They just do it for fun.
Right.
And we can't have that.
Let's go back to the dart tournaments real quick. So they've been running dart tournaments Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
We have darts on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights.
Okay.
That's just our leagues.
Until the end of the season. When was that?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Okay. Madison, so somebody is in the building.
I have no say in the darts, so I am not sure who is running the dart league.
We haven't executed the lease until we know what's going on here. So currently, whatever that arrangement is with the landlord and somebody else, but once we execute the lease, assuming that we get approval, we'll have full possession of the premises from that point on.
Okay.
At that point, then Madison gets to start deciding what goes on and what doesn't.
Okay.
Up until that point, we don't have any real control over anything, because again, we're not connected to the old regime in there, so there's no
So
communication.
possibly the sign up that is going around is assuming that there's still gonna be, maybe it's the dart board
Could be with
company.
the Star company that she had
Right.
mentioned that they're trying to fill their league, but that has literally nothing to do with us.
Who is they?
It actually, I'm thinking Michelle's gonna bet, I don't really wanna say any names, but the original people that are managing JDs, that came up with the name JDs and all of them, they are the ones that were at the meeting 2 weeks ago for their final banquet and everything at West Point, and stated that the signups will be at JD's on this coming Wednesday. Because the leagues will start a week after that. So they have to have some place to be going, which Madison may want to also be known this. They have to have some place to be going if that's what they want to do.
So maybe those managers are the ones running the dart.
They are, yes, they are
Okay.
running the darts.
Okay.
If that's their question.
Yeah, I was
The people
asking
that
who was
used-
they, because you kept using the word they, and we have other board members that we want to know who is they.
Previous management.
Okay,
Yes,
and
the
then,
management.
and then my last question will be, since all this came up, when you do sign this lease, you have total say over the property. They can't bring somebody in and let them run their own darts or whatever.
No, they cannot do that. She'll be in complete control of the premises.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently, whatever they're doing, they're rogue operatives. They have nothing to do with it. They're out in the bush doing what they're doing. We're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
So just trying to make everything happy so she can follow her dreams and let those, they can go do what they're gonna do. But
I'd like one final comment. I would just strongly encourage you, if you're approved for this license, to treat it as if you're probationary.
Absolutely.
Because I have a feeling if we hear of any complaints or violations, I feel likely that it would not be renewed again, based on what I'm hearing here today.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Tim, I had met with Mr. Tim and Madison prior to, but you kind of worked out the lease a little bit better for her.
well, I was
cover-
gonna try, but we
It's
left
okay.
that go for now.
Okay.
Okay. But the first gating obstacle there is trying to make sure that we can get obviously with no alcohol permit, it would make no sense to sign a lease. So once we have that in place, then we can reach out to the landlord and say, hey, we're ready to go. Oh, by the way, I was gonna see if I could, make a couple little changes to it, but if not, we're okay to execute it for the current period, and then I'll be staying on board as counsel to help with, best policies, procedures. Certainly we'll follow the best practices of your recommendations. But then, maybe the next go around of lease negotiation, I could try to make it a little bit better, but that doesn't really have much to do with the alcohol side of things.
Again, assuming you're approved, how quickly could that lease be executed, and when would be the proposed start date of the lease be?
It honestly just depends on today. And then if it goes downstate and gets approved, I don't know how long that time period is, but shortly after that, ideally.
Because there's no inventory in the building, right?
There's nothing, I have to start from scratch.
Yeah, so.
Dart machines, apparently.
There's dart machines, but everything in there is currently owned by
Star, I
either
believe.
Star or the landlord, so,
Okay.
we don't have any, very little equipment is actually Madison's at this point.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
Good
so
luck.
much.
You have the affidavit,
I
right?
do, please.
Good luck. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time today.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Good luck.
Once you do get close up and running, make sure you reach out to the health department
Thank you.
for the kitchen and stuff.
Do you need the pictures of the sign being posted too? Okay.
No. And just
I was gonna say, it's been up there 2 months.
start out strong.
Yes, ma'am.
Put down, start out strong.
Is there anything else that I need to do or just wait for
I don't
downstairs?
think so. I have to look at the calendar. I might have to push this until the
Yeah.
first commission meeting in November. I'll see how many days are in between. But it should still be within 4 or 5 days after that commission hearing at the latest that you'll hear something.
Sorry, I was just trying to pull up my calendar so I can see it. So that would be November 5th.
Please do.
Okay.
And I'd probably meet on the 6th. Might be that Wednesday.
Okay.
Because of that holiday.
There's
Okay.
a lot in Westville, so.
Absolutely.
Okay, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will get this updated at soup.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Because the prison is going to triple in size,
Oh, that's
does that adhere to how many more liquor licenses will be available?
We have more places on the agenda, so you can wait till after and I can talk to you.
Okay, next we have RR 4641601, Rocco's Tavern, new permit.
I may have given you this last month, Michelle, but here it is again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you state your names, please?
Yvonne Farina.
Anthony Novak, I'm an attorney at Newby, Lewis, Kaminsky & Jones in the limited POA with Rocco's.
Okay. On a different note, super quick, did you guys have a fire at the Potawatomi?
I was just gonna ask about that.
I'm
How's
so
that
sorry.
Thank you. We are in the middle of just about finishing to open soon, so our fingers are crossed by November 1st, if not a little bit sooner.
Pretty much the best place in town. I'm looking forward
Thank
to
you
it.
so much. We're just fortunate that no one got hurt and, just to be able to rebuild has been
You're
very
really good
tiring.
operators.
Thank
Really good
you.
operators.
Thank you.
With delicious food.
It's not easy though. We know that, right? I was listening to her and just going, oh God.
Now it's your turn.
You have no idea the stories. Ankle bracelets included. It's almost a prerequisite. If you don't have an ankle bracelet, you can't work for me. I try for the community.
You know what, it's so funny, because I was talking to another manager recently, and she said the same thing. She said, I can't believe what's happening.
My team in Chicago is like, what's wrong with you? Why are you hiring these crazy? Hey, we all got in trouble at some point, and it's time to just clean up our act.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got the place out on Potawatomi, you're gonna reopen. You have another place on Franklin.
Yes.
That's the deli, right?
The cafe.
Cafe.
It started as a deli, but
Okay.
I changed it up.
Okay, and then tell us about Rocco's. The name is throwing me off because
Okay.
isn't there another Rocco's in town, or is that
I
a
don't
different?
think so.
Okay, well, it's a
No.
different. Okay, I was gonna say
Ricardo's.
different county. then.
Ricardo's,
Okay,
maybe.
Is there a Rockies?
That's a pizza.
there was a Rocco's in South Bend. at
Rocco
least,
is
so
named
right.
after our dog, who's
Okay.
Rocky. We call him Rocco, and my husband, that's pretty much his child. He's 18 now. So we're hoping he makes it to opening because he's right there. But we decided to, it was just going to be burgers, and people have been so interested in a little bit more than that. So we went into full-on steak and burgers and comfort food.
Okay.
So
What are your hours going to be there?
we'll be open for lunch, dinner, brunch on the weekend, and it will be 7 days a week.
Okay.
So 11:30ish, so probably 9, 10 during the week. On the weekend, staying open till about 10 or 11.
Okay.
And this is the former,
Mucho Mas.
Moon.
Oh, the
Royale.
burger place.
Burger place.
Royale.
Royale, the
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. What's next door?
Them.
Oh, your other place.
The
Okay.
cafe.
Okay.
Yeah. We have nothing else to do.
Let's have 3 restaurants in Michigan City.
I don't
Just
know.
own the whole block pretty soon, right?
We're trying. One at best.
Yeah, right. When are you hoping to open?
We're looking around, once we can get through this, we're hoping around November 15th. We're in the middle of putting in some equipment now. We're almost finishing up with the build out. If everything goes well, we'd like to shoot for before the holidays.
Okay.
And did I read that it was going to be like, not carry out, but like cans of beer? It's not draft, or what's the concept of the alcohol?
It's just full on, liquor, beer, wine, three-way.
Yeah, and then with a riverfront, there's no carryout permitted with the
Correct.
riverfront, correct? Yeah.
No carry out with river. Health department, have you contacted them? Have you reached out to
Yes, they're
them?
not ready for us yet. So we're in the midst of setting a date.
Okay, they're not ready for you, or you're not ready for them?
You're not ready for it.
Because the health department's always ready. They're like Homeland Security. They want to know before anything happens. It's just like us. We want to have the floor plans ahead of time before you go spending thousands of dollars and doing things that you can't do or whatever.
Right.
So it's better to contact people, at least put the fillers out earlier rather than later, and then, they can say. So. Yeah, so make sure you reach out to Patty, and
I think she and my husband have quite a big conversation going back and forth, so it's between he and she.
Okay.
So I don't have the date.
Okay.
So you have a current floor plan?
I do have a current floor plan. Sounds like you're not quite ready for me, but soon, huh? Okay. Okay.
Well, thank you for opening up another establishment in Michigan City, and everything you're doing is beautiful. I move to approve.
Thank you.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
They're proven good operators.
We look forward to having you here.
All right. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Yes. Anthony, just shoot me an email.
Yes, will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, next we have a transfer, DL 4633834, Max's Grab and Go.
I think he came late, he might need to be sworn in.
Did you take the oath?
You came in late, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so we might have to swear him in.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you
okay.
got it.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury the answers you have given on your application and any questions asked by the board today to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Truth.
Thank you. And can you state your name, please?
My name is Gurpreet Singh. You can call me Singh.
Okay. And are you the owner?
I'm a manager. My wife is the owner.
Okay. All right, so you posted the orange sign this time, right?
Yes. I run that license since 2018 or 19.
Okay.
And the license was owned by my brother-in-law, and he's out of state, and so we bought it.
Okay, so same business operations as it has
Everything
been,
is
you're
same.
just changing ownership?
Yes.
Okay, no floor plan changes or anything like that?
Nothing.
Okay,
It's just a name change.
got it. And I was there already back in August. So I just will need you to fill out the affidavit for the orange sign. Where did I put those? I got them here somewhere.
I think I did one also.
Did you
and I
email it to
emailed, yes.
Okay. Again, I'll look that up while these guys are talking.
Okay.
This is the gas station.
I think you might have emailed it to me too.
Yeah, since 2018, no violations or anything.
Okay, are you looking to make any changes or?
No, it's a small building. I'm gonna stick with what we have, unless like we go big.
What is your carding policy there?
We do card like whoever look younger, like under 40, and my registers are strict with like 21. Like as soon as you scan the product, we have to scan the ID or ask the date of birth.
Okay.
I move to approve transfer.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have another transfer, RR 4641672, Tap House and Grill.
Oh boy.
Gymnastics. Here you go, I have another.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hey, that's all.
Go that side.
Don't worry, he's not getting.
We don't know how this is gonna be billed yet.
He's,
so.
It will not be billed.
Travel time, that's right. It's a little cheaper beating this time with another
Yeah.
client here, so.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Names, please.
Benjamin Rule.
Anthony Novak.
Okay,
If you want, Michelle, I can give some, this is goofy, but I can give the background.
please, because is it open or is it closed?
Oh, it's open.
Okay, I was so confused and I was like,
It's
what's
been a long,
happening?
Ben's made some long-term plays that'll be very beneficial. So the short of it is, the Ritz Club, which is the oldest tavern in Michigan City, when he purchased it, had a two-way, traditional two-way. The purchase itself was contingent upon getting a three-way. At that time, the only available three-way was a riverfront. So we applied and came in front of the commission back in probably 20.
It was.
To get the three-way, and then at that same time to put the existing two-way in escrow. So for the last 4 years, we've had a traditional two-way in escrow, with the drop dead date being next June, hopefully trying to find a buyer. Operating under a three-way riverfront. End of last year, he made contact with Kenny Larson, who owns Hammers. Kenny indicated that he was going to close the restaurant. Ben asked if he could purchase the permit. I had some conversations with Jeff Coyle and others at ATC about the jurisdictional location, and ultimately the ATC decided that we're going to consider that Michigan City and we'll allow you to transfer it. So what Ben is currently doing is he's transferring a traditional three-way. We have a letter with the ATC relinquishing the riverfront three-way. And then simultaneously, we still have the two-way in escrow, knowing there's a drop dead next June. So if this was officially approved, then he would have a traditional three-way.
Okay, so it's, I think, I heard wrong or you misspoke, I don't care, but it's a two-way in escrow, not a three-way.
No, it's a two-way.
Okay,
That's so the
okay.
original Ritz Club only had a two-way.
Right,
Right.
and you got the river.
Yeah, and the
now
only way that was
okay.
gonna work is if I got a three-way to make that business work.
Yeah,
There's no way I was gonna survive on another two-way.
right.
Buying it, mortgage, all these things. So that was the exception that you guys, the ATC made, because that came with the purchase. But then I was approved for the riverfront. And my whole goal down the road was to find an outstanding three-way
Right.
to add value to that business down the road. Whether my kids want to take it over or not, down the road, if I want to let it go, then that adds the value to the business.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And then I'm relinquishing the riverfront.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Because, and just so the board understands, the riverfronts, how great they are, they're not really all that great.
You don't own
because, well,
We don't own them.
yeah, you can't sell it, you can't transfer
Right.
ownership, you can't transfer location, and you can't sell carryout. So to have a riverfront means it's great for you, here, and now.
Right.
And that's it.
Exactly.
And
It's
there's no
restricted.
play with that. So the traditional permit that they're talking about that Hammers has that they're going to get would allow him to sell it to his kids, transfer ownership to his kids one day or whatever.
And then obviously Hammers loses the liquor license with that property.
Correct.
Yes.
The use of the property will be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as Michelle indicated, you can sell carry out, and that's part of our application too, is a carry out request with this.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Does that allow cold beverages?
Yes, it's a traditional carryout for a bar. Yep.
So, couple questions I have then, because the advertisement and the application, two different things. DBA, the Ritz Club?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they advertise it as Hammers.
Yeah, I work with Ariel on trying to make sure everything is done correctly. But no, correct. It's the It's RK Tap House and Grill LLC, DBA, the Ritz Club.
Okay, I will do my best to intercept that as well before it gets issued your way. Okay, so that was one of my concerns on the DBA. And then, yeah, I guess that's it.
How long have you been running the Ritz Club now?
I took over in 2020 in May and then opened August.
And have there been any violations?
0.
No,
I used to own a beer distributorship in South Bend with my family, so I'm very versed on all.
Very into the rules.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I will need to do the inspection, just to stop out sometime.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Okay,
That's exactly the same.
good. Is that your signature? I think that's your signature.
Are you looking to do any new changes or add anything?
We've done a lot of changes. We've rehabbed the building. I got a couple grants from the city. Really put some love into the building. And I had
Outdoor patio.
so I invested a lot of money into the property.
And that floor plan was sent like last year, the year before, and got approved, so.
Yeah, the beer garden, yeah. You actually came out and looked at it, remember?
Yep.
You actually saved me some money. Because those planners, you said those are natural.
And it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've driven by and I'm like, man, it looks really nice,
Yeah.
so.
I was at those meetings that approved the facade grants.
Okay, that's right, yeah. That's right. You look familiar. Thank you.
Patty, RK Tap House, are you,
Well, I'm clear on what it is now.
okay, but didn't recognize that name, or?
Well, I recognized Hammer's name, I thought they were closed.
Right.
Well, you
And
did the same thing I
we're working
did.
with them right now for, he did he's doing remodeling his kitchen, and we're working through that.
At Hammers? Or?
No.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we added a few things because we're so busy, so, yeah.
Good news.
Yeah,
Who eats a 3/4 pound hamburger?
a lot of people.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right,
Congratulations,
like,
good
I'll
luck.
just pop in
Sure.
one day and,
Sounds good.
yeah,
Thanks, yeah.
just make sure it's all
Mission
good.
City, place looks great.
Thank you.
The lights are up and everything up.
Yeah,
Above lights.
yeah, it's looking good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Last but not least,
Yes. RR 464-1699, the Heron.
all right.
A new permit.
And, so Patty, have you reached out to the health department yet?
We don't know who you are.
Okay.
Go ahead, yes.
I had a conversation, but it was really early on.
Okay, that's right.
Are you at the French restaurant?
Yes.
Gotcha. Next to Fluid.
Yes.
Next to where? Sorry, you go ahead. Did you read?
There's a
the
coffee
number?
shop.
Yes.
Called Fluid.
You're all set.
There's my papers.
It's in an old main building.
Did you post your orange sign?
Yes.
All right, did you bring your affidavit?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so, state your names, please.
Heather Knapp.
Dawn Houston.
Okay, and Heather, you are the owner.
Correct.
Dawn?
Manager.
Manager, okay. Was it H-U-S or H-O-U?
H-U-S.
Okay. All right, so you want to just start by telling the board what you're doing, what your experience is, menu, hours, blah, 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 and then we'll fill in questions.
Okay. So the concept of the Heron is based just on providing something additional for Michigan City that we don't already have. There's really no French restaurant in any notable distance. Maybe Hobart has one, and then other than that, you're in Chicago. So just by providing something different for both Michigan City and the surrounding areas, we know that people from Valpo travel up to see Michigan City because it's fabulous, and just offering a different facet for the dining scene. I own the building, so it was an office for an engineering firm, so it's undergone a massive transformation that's taken its time, but that's kind of how I like to do things, just to make sure it's right. And we're about 3 weeks out from structural finish. It's gotten painted, the light fixtures are going up, all the rest of the kitchen equipment, and probably about 6 weeks
out from being ready, depending on hiring, training, etc. I've housed the chefs, which are culinary school trained, in an Airbnb that I took off the market for a year for free. So I've had them ready and training, and just really want to make it something good for Michigan City.
What's your menu going to be like?
Mostly French. So
Full dinners?
Full dinner.
type thing,
It's open
or-
from 3:30 to 9. During the initial part, I'm not going to be open Wednesdays, just have a regroup day, and then depending on how the season goes, then I would love to be 7 days a week once spring hits.
Well, at least somebody's going to be open on Monday.
Mondays.
You can't go anywhere and eat on Monday, can
Exactly.
you?
That's my pet peeve. As somebody who's gone out, I live along the Route 12 corridor, as I call it.
She's convinced my
So-
other restaurant to be open on Mondays.
Yes, I begged and begged. Come on. So, yeah, there's no place to go. It's really
Okay.
kind of a bummer. So,
So are you going to be, so it's mostly dinner?
yes.
Okay. And then are you going to be 21 and above, or are you going to allow
The
family?
riverfront license mandates that we have to be family friendly, so that's fine by me. So,
Are you going to have separation between your bar or not?
there is not separation with bar with the recent changes in the laws that didn't require separation. It is clearly going to attract. I mean, if somebody under 40 comes in there, I'm going to be shocked. So it's
The way it's designed too, there is a natural separation.
Yeah.
Because the bar has a hallway, there is no seating where the bar is off of the
It's a 25-foot wide space, so
Right.
and there's a fair amount of room with the bar, and really there's almost no place for a table, so the tables will be in the back.
That's why I'm asking, because I know a lot of those buildings are long and narrow.
Yes, they
and
are.
So it will
separation becomes a problem.
naturally take care of itself because the way it's being designed.
Okay, so let me just explain this to you, the law to you, and to the 35 people that might watch. Good work, because nobody gets it. When they changed the law in July, so prior to July, it said you can be 18, 19, or 20 and eat in a bar room with a parent or legal guardian. In July, it changed and it said you can be any age eating in a bar room with a family member. That was the only changes. So you still have to have a family member that's over 21 with you to eat, but it does not allow two 20-year-olds to come in.
Correct, I don't.
Okay.
Yes.
No two 19 or 20-year-olds can't come in for prom date or, anything like that. Not that 19 or 20-year-olds go to prom, but you get my point. And there's no loitering, so they're going to eat and leave.
Got it.
So
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay, good. Just,
That is not my target market.
Okay.
At all. We're not going to have bags. We're not going to have a dart tournament. So,
no crayons. Okay. And a lot of people just, they call me right away. Hey, can we take our railing down? No, don't take your railing down. Like, just so you understand. And if that works for you, then perfect.
yes, very happy about that. I'm definitely going for the sort of
It's adult
middle age.
age, for
It's
sure.
adult. It's,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So what is your experience with alcohol ownership and or sales?
Well, I've worked in the restaurant industry before. I'm a physician currently as a pain physician, but not one of those crazy pill prescribing, etc. So I work 3.5 days a week. I have a very light schedule because I'm old now, and so I'm at Lakeshore Bone and Joint. But as somebody who's experienced at least prescribing medications, all that sort of stuff, I'm treating the alcohol the same way. It's a controlled substance, etc. So I'm going to be very vigilant, just like in my practice, and it doesn't seem an unnatural transition to me. So with the great help of Dawn and experienced people that I'll hire.
So this is your first restaurant dean experience?
Ownership, yes.
So Dawn, what's your experience?
I own Goblin the Grocer in Beverly Shores.
Got it.
And we're on our 5th year. Huge learning curve. Huge. So I have a great amount of experience at this point. And I'm very comfortable with, and prior I owned a business for 20 years that had 20 employees in their 20s. So I understand how to train, I understand the requirements, I'm very comfortable with paperwork. Like, I'm that side of the business. right? I'm the front of house, I manage all the papers, I do that. And then my kitchen's ran by a full crew that I hired.
Okay, so you know all of the server training that's required.
And I have all the
employee
server,
permits.
I have all the manager training, I have all the server training, I have all the serve safe. I have all the licenses all the way through because I'm there 24/7.
So you can make sure Heather has all of her employees trained.
And I was hired to do exactly that.
Exactly.
I was hired to consult with her and make sure that all Ts are crossed and Is are dotted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like a good teamwork plan.
So you're not a partner, you're a consultant.
I'm an employee consultant.
We've been, who's to say what will,
yes.
She's not an owner of the alcohol permit.
Correct.
Okay, that's what you meant.
If that's you.
But I'm on
I
the
guess that's
permit.
our part.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you very
but I'm
much.
on the permit as manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move to approve.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Oh,
Congratulations. Good luck.
Good luck.
yeah.
Thank you, I'll need it.
Yes.
Continuation of the
Thank-
rebirth of Franklin Street.
Yes.
And reach out to Patty probably
Yes.
today
Yes.
before you leave.
We were going to introduce ourselves. Once we knew who she was, we're like, we need to introduce ourselves before we leave.
Yeah.
It's just at the point that the kitchen is really like,
It's coming together.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, I tell people, she'd rather know sooner rather than later, so if she sees something on your plan, like, hey, you don't have this sink or that sink, you probably know, but, maybe some new people don't, so it's better to know, I gotta put in an extra sink, or that sink's too far away, or whatever the case may be.
The A bathrooms.
Right,
Yeah. I
yeah.
got you.
So, and then, the heronmc@gmail.com?
Yep.
Okay, I will shoot you an email, and then you'll have my email address when you get a little bit closer.
Super.
Reach out, and I'll come out and do an inspection.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you.
We appreciate
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
All right. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from Board 1?
Move to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Everybody, all in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to have a statement before we adjourn.
Floor is yours, sir.
Yes, I just want to thank Barry for his service on this board. He did a great job, and it's just good seeing them, good people coming on to boards, working together, getting things done. So I greatly appreciate Barry's service, and welcome aboard to the board. As I stated to you before, is everybody here gets along. It's not like any other board that I've been a part of or been around. And I will just say, if we can do something, make a recommendation to the council, the mayor's office, and everyone, try to keep the board intact. Because when you have to do a lot of work to sit on this board. And you have to, a lot of people don't do the work they should do when they get on boards. And this is a great group. I can feel the vibe is like, it's awesome. This is a very good meeting, and I just want to say thanks to Barry and thank you for coming aboard.
Well, thank you.
I will also echo those sentiments, Rodney, and I will say to Barry, thank you for all your guidance and help on this board. And the example you set for all of us was really great, and you truly care about Michigan City more than most people really know. And this was a great honor serving with you while we were here. And look forward to you feeling better and enjoying many years of retirement and getting out there and whacking that little golf ball around and having lots of fun with your grandkids.
I want to say thank you to Barry, because when I started, I did not know much at all, and he was a wealth of knowledge for me, and I greatly appreciate that, and I wish him the best, and I hope we can stay in touch.
Yeah, Barry was on this board prior to me coming on this board. So when I came, I know there was a little bit like, oh boy, what are we getting? But Barry has been so gracious and has told me year after year after year, that I'm the best local board officer in the whole state. I don't know about that, but yeah, he sure is encouraging as far as, keeping the board running well. So yeah.
From my experience, that is a true statement. You are the best in the state.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
11:23.